Up next, we will welcome Mohamed, AI and Data Science Manager ML Instructor at Deloitte. He will join us from Luxembourg. Mohamed is currently AI and Data Science Manager at Deloitte Luxembourg. Prior to joining Deloitte, he worked as Head of Data Analytics and Digital Marketing, as well as Lead Data Scientist in the banking sector. He has experience in a range of AI applications in banking and building real-time data products with proven positive ROI. Mohamed has a keen interest in AI for humanity, entrepreneurship, and public speaking. He uses his data expertise to help several African nonprofits and government institutions develop digitalization and AI strategies to help address key socioeconomic challenges such as youth unemployment and poverty. Today, Mohamed will bring the latest use cases in AI banking. Mohamed, I leave our fantastic audience to you.
Thank you, Eric, for this nice introduction. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be, everyone. As Eric mentioned, today I will have the privilege to walk you through some of the latest AI use cases in banking. But before dissecting this subject in more depth, let's break the ice and discuss some topics regarding AI in banking. So first, I will start by looking at the current state of AI in banking, talking about the barrier to AI adoption in banking, why banks need AI, some of the AI applications, and key use cases examples. So, AI, we know that AI today is reshaping the world, is reshaping every industry. Everyone talks about AI, and banking is one of these industry where that AI is making a very good and large impact. So if we look at the statistics and the financial reports, you can see that the global AI market size was valued at almost $4 billion in 2020, and it's projected to reach 64 billion by 2030, growing at a CR of 32% from 2021 until 2030. Now, we have seen a lot of reports and a lot of people talking about AI in banking. It's already making a very large impact, and everyone is talking about it. But the reality is, not every bank are in the same position. Some of them are pioneer in terms of AI application. Some of them are aware about AI, but they don't know where to start. But the good news is every bank now is somehow aware about AI. They have heard about it. They know the potential that what AI can bring to them. And this is what we are going to see next. So when you look at the AI maturity distribution for banking, by taking into consideration two major aspects, the AI foundation and the AI differentiation, we see that only 1% of banks are AI achievers, meaning that these companies have a differentiated AI strategy and the ability to operationalize for value. On the other hand, 75% of banks are only AI experimenters. They have heard about AI, but they lack maturity in terms of AI strategy, and they lack capability to operationalize AI. We will see later why it's the case and why these banks struggle today. In the other hand, we have 40% of banks are considered as AI innovators. It means that these banks have mature AI strategy but struggle with operationalizing. And we have 9% of AI builders. These companies have mature foundation capabilities that exceed their strategy. So If we do the same exercise here with all the industries, we see that AI banking, sorry, the financial service is ranked at the last among all the industries. And even if we do a forecast for the next three years, the it's still the same. The financial services continue to rank last among the industries. This is can be understood when we see the problems that banks are facing, because let's go there. This will make more sense to you. So why banking are struggling there? Why they cannot reach the same level as tech industry, for instance? Well, it's because of these main four reasons. The first one is lack of data quality. Data is siloed, and there is an outdated IT infrastructure. This is the biggest problem that banks need to solve first, and to embrace the AI full potential. Also, banks have some specific problems regarding to regulation. The regulation are becoming tighter with time. We have the GDPR, for instance, in Europe. Even though banks have a lot of data about their customers, and they can build very impressive predictive modeling to increase the sales or marketing campaign, they cannot use this data with like as they want. There is some regulations, and they need to be compliant with these regulations. Also, another problem is the lack of talents. A lot of data scientists, young data scientists especially, don't want to join banks at the beginning, because there is a lot of problems linked to the data quality, the infrastructure. For instance, I remember when I started my career at banking, it was really hard to work with data science tool, open source data science tools like R and Python, and because of these legacy systems. And but now it's a bit more changing. So this is one of the challenges that bank have. They struggle to attract talent. And the last point is a lack of data literacy. What I mean by data literacy here is the understanding of the data, and understanding of the power of data when its data is well analyzed, is well managed, and the power of AI when we have clean data. A lot of bank leaders and executives struggle with these points. Another point that I forget to mention also regarding the lack of data quality and data silo is the governance in itself. In bank, we there is a very big problem when it comes to ownership of the data. We don't know who owns the data. Data is fragmented between departments, and data specialists, analysts, data scientists, they really struggle because they don't understand the meaning behind the data. It's a bit complex. It takes time to understand, and there is no centralized way to access data and to start building AI and machine learning models. Why banks need AI? Like every financial institution, or you can even imagine other companies, banks need acquisition. They need to acquire new customers. They need to increase their customers. They need to personalize the experience of their customers. They need to enhance this experience. And a good example here is, you see what's happening with Google, and with Netflix. Like, people are used to have this amazing experience, and that they don't even care about the price they are paying. I'm pretty sure that you don't remember the last time, what is the last amount you paid when you took the last Uber ride, because the experience is so amazing that you don't care about the price you're paying. You just enjoying it. The same example is can be seen with Uber Eats or with Netflix. And now banks need to enhance this experience for their customers, and that's why they need AI also. They need also to maintain relationship with their customers and to develop the business. So this is something also where that AI can help them to. And the fourth point is, of course, customer retention. They need, once they have developed the relationship and the business with their customers, they need to retain them. They need to retain them through strategy, through marketing, and also this is a key area where AI can help. And the last point is that bank need to do all the four first points by being compliant in the eyes of regulators. And also that's a key point where AI can help. And we will see, we will dissect this example in more depth just now. So when we look at the current AI application within banking, we see credit decisioning. This is the more mature area where we see AI application. I'm pretty sure you have all heard about credit scoring. It started by statistical modeling and econometric model, and now with the computation power and AI, banks are shifting from statistical models, basic statistical models, to more ML and AI oriented. We have also fraud and money laundering, which is a key area for banks, security and compliance, process optimization. This is something that we have seen a lot of investment from the banks in the last decades. We have trading and wealth management, and also marketing and services. And I would like to do now is to dissect more some key use cases here. In credit decisioning, we have credit risk, credit scoring. These are basic examples. They even are being taught to students on master classes or bachelors. Fraud and money laundering, it's about fraud detection, KYC, using AI to detect money laundering. Security and compliance, some of the use cases we see there are biometric authentication, cybersecurity. In terms of process optimization, we shifted from RPA to intelligent automation. So we're combining AI to RPA to accelerate some processes and to reduce costs. We see all AI applications in mortgage, in claims, where we use speech recognition. We use sentiment analysis to understand customers' claims and to be more proactive. We see conversational AI, where banks interact with their wealth manager or customer manager through chatbots. We see some service bots, and we see natural language generation. Um, in trading and wealth management, we see robot advisor. This is something, the use case that's getting very trendy these last 5 years. We see channel optimization, personal finance management. This is a very key use case for bank, where we use AI to understand customers' behavior, what they purchase, what they do with their credit card, to give them some recommendation to help them save money, to help them understand more their finances and be more efficient when it comes to handling their managing their finances. In marketing and customer service, this is one of the key area in bank where now we see a lot of AI application. We have personalization, where the websites are personalized or the communication are personalized through the different channels, thanks to AI, where we use AI to understand customer behavior, to understand what they need, who are they, what they purchase, to understand communities from which a given customer A, he interacts with whom, etc., to really understand what is this person doing, and what's this person's likes. Location intelligence, we see location intelligence. I will get to location intelligence later. Churn and customer lifecycle. Even though in the purely marketing industry, these use cases are very, very advanced. But when it comes to banking, there are more specificities, and we tend to adopt AI to the current situation within marketing to help banks overcome these problems. Customer 360 view, again, this is a very classic topic. While now in banking, something very interesting is that we know we have a lot of people using mobile app, a lot of people interacting through social media, using website, and so bank in the past they didn't care about these data. These data are stored somewhere, but they never use it in a full potential. And now they are hiring data scientists to build AI and machine learning models around these data to have a more of accurate personas and customer profile, and to help their operators increase sales. Call center matching, and the last but not least, AI supporting virtual reality. We have seen it. We have seen these use cases where banks now create virtual environment, virtual point of sales with some employees interacting with virtual employees interacting with customers through virtual reality, and having AI helping them through that. So if we look at a framework, if this framework's needs versus feasibility, and we look where the y-axis is the need for maturity, do you have a business for this today? And on the next on the x axis, you have the tech maturity. Can this technology help you solve the problem today? And we take all these use cases to map them here. This is where they land. We see that also a lot of we are getting more use cases thanks to the latest progress, like auto machine learning, transformers in NLP, cloud computing, open data, explainable AI transform. So thanks to these technology, there are some use cases that we have seen every time. And what's interesting here is that we find that banks go after emerging niche application where there is no established process within their department. And what I would like to do today is I would like to focus on these 5 use cases that you see here, where there is already an established need from banks and somehow a mature tech level. So banks should focus on some of these use cases because they are considered as quick wins. The first one, personalization. As I mentioned before, we have a lot of data in bank today, getting from application, from websites, and from the system itself. And through that, we can leverage the power of AI. Take, for instance, an example here where you have a potential customer visiting your website, and you have an AI model assessing the visit of this potential visitor. The criteria here can be web visit frequency, which product this customer is visiting, which device are he's using, the number of interaction he has done in the past, where from which website he comes from. And using AI here, what is amazing is that we can personalize this customer journey. For instance, we can directly show to this customer appropriate banners with call to actions links. We can, for instance, link this customer directly with the call center. Imagine that you went to a website and you start doing consumer credit simulation, and at some point you dropped. You have seen only a small information, and then you left. And through AI, we can compare your behavior to what we have seen in the past and assign a probability of conversion. And if we have a very high potential conversion rate, then there is a lead sent to the call center directly, and they will call you directly to propose to you to subscribe directly to this consumer credit. This example have been used for the last 3 4 4 years, especially in Europe. I've myself implemented some of these examples, and the results are really astonishing. We see a conversion rates growing exponentially when we have a very accurate machine learning model that is able to categorize these kind of customers. We have also these AI models can also do some intelligent retargeting, meaning that based on the certain behavior this customer is having on a website, we might suggest a certain com- framework of communication. This was just an example of this personalization. The second point that I want to discuss with you is intelligent location. So we know that intelligent location have been used for banks a lot, and it's not a new topic when it comes to geospatial data. It's not a new topic in its sense for banks because banks are used to use it to compare their position compared to their competitor to see performance of different point of sales. But now using these data, geospatial data, with combining it with AI, we have a lot of new area of improvement and new different use cases. Some of these use cases are geo-marketing. For instance, we can improve customer segmentation, we can monitor competitors in a certain way that we didn't do in the past. We can measure the result of certain campaign in a very accurate way, and also we can do some customer proximity notification. This is something that is being done now for several years in retail, but in retail banking, this is something that banks are now using with the power of AI. Another interesting use case. This is a very recent use case that I saw in Australia. We are using the power of AI to identify property attributes from satellite image. So basically, we use satellite image to streamline the process of reducing the number of questions customers are asking. Because when you want to acquire a home insurance through a bank website, then you have some specific question. They ask you where your house is located, and then using AI, you can then directly get this coordinate, locate the house, locate the neighborhood, use some open data, use satellite image to streamline this process and give more accurate and personalized experience for the customer and more accurate estimation for the insurance. We have also a very interesting use cases in financial inclusion. Now with the satellite image, we can assess the performance and measure from a credit risk to farmers. Farmers are really struggling with providing banks with the tangible performance of their activities, and these have been very struggling area. In the past, we have some bankers going to the farmer land. They had to have a very ground experience, and this was very hard. Now with the AI, we can do it in a very easy way. I even saw some use cases in Africa where we use satellite image to identify some potential uh, householding with good performance when it comes to farmings, and banks are using these AI models to include this person in the economic activities. The last one is assessing the real potential of your clients. Knowing where your customers lives and having some open data about it gives you the power to understand them better. So for that one, I prepared a very small example to show you the power of this. This is a use case that I implemented several years ago, and let's say this use case is to detecting hidden ultra high net worth customers. So let's say you are a private bank X, and you want to detect among your traditional customers, not the ultra high net worth customers, the who are from the among these customers who may be ultra high net worth customers at competing bank. If you look at the left hand side of the screen, I gave you here an example. Let's say you have a persona of customers, Bill. Bill is someone who is doing 90% of his activity with your bank. You know everything about Bill. You know how many credit cards he has. You know the transaction is because you do every transaction with your bank almost. You know you have information about his mortgage, the car is using, etc. And obviously you classify Bill as a ultra high net worth customer. On the other hand, you have Warren. Warren is only doing 10% of his bank's activities with you. And so using traditional segmentation where banks rely on savings and incomes to say, okay, this is a high net worth customer, this is an ultra high net worth customer, you, you might you might end up not understanding what is the potential of Warren, because Warren only do 10% of his activities with you, and he do 90% of his activity with your competitors. And using AI here with spatial open data and geospatial data, you can detect the power of the true potential of Warren. For instance, by locating where Warren is living and by using open data such as the price of the meter square, some very interesting data that I saw in France, for instance, they split the French territory in very small boxes, and for in each boxes of 200 meters square aside, they tell you in this box there is X amount of people living here. This is how what they have declared as tax, and this is the level of education. So using this kind of open data you can build a very accurate machine learning model to say, okay, based on what we have seen, Warren is living in a very rich area. Close to him, there are only very ultra high net worth people. Based on my understanding of his social category, profession, and also other data, the AI can tell you, okay, this is a very ultra high net worth customer, and you have to focus on him. KYC and AML. This is a very interesting use case in banking. Basically, with AI, we have seen some transaction monitoring where we use AI models such as graph analytics to discover non-obvious connection between individual in transaction. We use also entity resolution. Here we use some name matching rules based on machine learning to represent our customers across national database and international database. We have ultimate beneficial owner, which is also a very important use case with KYC, and adverse media monitoring, where we tend to use AI to screen the web, social media, to really to detect these people that are involved in money laundering and other criminal activities. Last but not least, personal finance management. This is a very interesting use case, and I've seen a lot of fintechs building their entire business model on top of it. So basically, you use an AI model to analyze your customers' transaction and their behavior to understand them and to give them some recommendation regarding their personal finance to help them to manage them. Here instance, the AI can tell a customer that this month's grocery expense will go up 100 euro. You can also give them some recommendation to limit some type of expenses, or you can also automatically moving some money from their uh, uh, mm, personal account to their saving accounts and help them uh, save some money. And churn and customer life cycle. I think this one is last. Sorry, I got mistaken. Here we were using very in the past bank were using very classic machine learning to detect churn, but now they are building an entire ecosystem to detect which customer are more likely to leave. So for instance, they use speech recognition and NLP to analyze conversation, call recording to understand some potential signals for churning. they use anomaly detection to look at what were the customer behavior in the past and look at it now to see if there is some anomaly to spot these anomalies. And they use these two inputs to a machine learning model to detect the moment that this customer is we're starting losing these customers in terms of churn. And the very key point here is explainable AI. So instead of having the list of customers who are potentially leaving the bank, we use AI, explainable AI, to give customers manager, okay, we know that this customer is leaving now, and here is the reason. And you empower bankers with some incentive to help them retain this customer, not giving them a list of customers who are more likely to leave without reason, which is they don't understand. With explainable AI, you give them more insightful way to retain customers. And that was the last slide for me. That's it. Thank you so much for having me with you and listening to this presentation.
Much, Mohamed, for your presentation. It was wonderful. It is really interesting what is happening around the world with AI and how we can use it for different, well, all the use cases that you share, they are all very interesting for financing and fintechs, right? I actually have a question regarding that that I couldn't stop myself to not ask, but I would like to know. Cybersecurity issues and hacking of important information is often the subject of concern within financial industry. Can you talk briefly about these obstacles and how AI experts are working to overcome those obstacles?
Yeah, sure. It's definitely one of the key topics. It's still somehow immature in some organization, but we've seen a lot of applications for it. For instance, we are use AI experts are using anomaly detection to see what customers are receiving as email, and they build here some machine learning model to spot these cybersecurity threats. So it's really a trendy topic right now in banking.
Yeah, it is something that we have to really make sure we are ready for, right? We don't want to have issues with this, right? When talking about AI controlling different aspects of it. We have a lot of different questions from the audience. I see a lot here. I will go through one before we actually pick the winning one, right? Which is going to be the one that is going to get the prize for this session. So I have identified this one here by Matt Douglas. It says, how do you see federated learning impact? How do you see federated learning impacting the future of AI in highly regulated industries such as banking?
So if I understand correctly, the question, we especially in Europe, regulators were really reluctant to adopt AI. They consider it as a black box, and they imposed on bank not to use this machine learning model. But now with the emergence of explainable AI, this restriction getting now more is we have less restriction on some area. For instance, with the risk assessment, they are allowing banks to use more sophisticated machine learning model to do this kind of job. So I would say that it's something that we will see improvement in this area in the future.
Okay, interesting. Now let's go and pick the winning question for this session. Mohamed, could you go and read through the questions that you have on the panel there? I know there are so many, so just take your time, read through them, and if you see a question that you say, wow, this question is really interesting or very relevant to this topic, let us know who that is, and you may answer the question as well if you want.
Hey, I see a lot of questions here.
Today's audience was really participative. They participated a lot. They sent a lot of questions. So let's just give some time to Mohamed to read through them so we can pick the right question.
Okay, there is a interesting here. Yeah, there is a question from John D. Fernandez, if I'm not mistaken by his name. So, since AI machines can be incredibly helpers when it comes to making decisions about investing or trading assets, I just wonder if all banks and investors could have equal footing in terms of knowledge and accessibility to AI. What then can set all apart from others in terms of AI application? So I think in some way I somehow answered these questions when I was talking about the robot advisor topic.
Okay, so we have a winner. That's great.
Yeah.
Mohamed.
So sorry, just for the rest of the question, I guess we will answer them in another way, right?
Great. Yeah, we can send all the questions to you, and then you can send us the answers so we can publish them at the networking lounge or at the front desk. So we can send them to you, you send them back, and we make sure that they have them.
Okay. Thank you.
So Mohamed Laimi Beidia, AI Data Science Manager at Deloitte. Thank you very much for your presentation. On behalf of our audience, I like to thank you for sharing your thoughts and ideas for the future growth and implementation of AI within the financial sector. So we are looking forward to your next presentation next year. Would you like to join us again?
Absolutely. Thank you, Eric, for having me, and thank you for the WowAI AI team. It was a really a good pleasure for me and an honor presenting here. And for our amazing audience, don't hesitate. You can contact me through LinkedIn and ask a question regarding banking or whatever. It will be a pleasure for me to answer that.
And audience, please go to the networking lounge, share your knowledge, share your insights, your opinions, your comments, anything that you have to say. We have a space for you. Stay tuned. We're coming back with our next session. Bye for now.